So here I am with my friend Karen Zawacki, and Karen's got an interesting hobby that I want to tell you about. You're going to teach me how to use one of these, maybe.
I'll try.
Karen, let's start with where in the heck does the name Zawacki come from?
Polish origin, and believe it or not, there's a lot of us out here. It's kind of a common Polish name.
Is it really?
Like a Smith or Jones, yeah.
Where were you born?
Flint, Michigan.
Oh, okay, Flint, Michigan.
Yep.
All right, so I wanted to talk to you so you could share with us about your hobby. I've always called them friendship rocks. You have a different name for it. Tell me about that.
They're called kindness rocks, and I usually put it on the back of the rock, kindness rock. It's a movement that is in this country and others where people are painting. I mean, you can find kindness rock information all over the internet. There's Facebook groups devoted to kindness rocks, found rocks, Fort Myers rocks, you name it. Anyway, people all over paint these rocks and hide them, hoping that the finder will find joy in finding it. And perhaps they'll like it well enough to keep, and that's okay, or they hide it again for somebody else to find it.
Well, what got you started? I mean, what even made you think, oh, I want to do that?
Well, I used to do stained glass work, but I realized moving here that I wouldn't be able to anymore, and I needed a hobby. There was a woman that painted these in my old community. I used to find them all the time, and I thought, well, that's really fun. And so I thought I could give it a try, and that's what I've been doing, and I really enjoy it. I do put them around Cypress Cove, but I also put them in the outside community as well, all over, like by the Publix, the Costco Plaza, wherever. And when you find one, the ones that I put outside in the community, it'll say, please post a picture to Facebook, Fort Myers Rocks. And the fun part is when somebody finds it and they actually go on to Facebook, Fort Myers Rock, and post a picture of it. And they talk about it, like how much it made their day to find it, or you know, what they were going to do with it. I had one rock that started out by the Target over there at 41 and Cypress Lake, and then somebody moved it to the Flea Master's flea market. Somebody found it there, and they took it to Chick-fil-A. And then Chick-fil-A, somebody found it, and then they said they were going to take it up to somewhere up north, like New York or something. So, you know, the rocks are getting more travel time than I am.
What kind of supplies do you need for this hobby?
You need rocks.
Well, gee, yeah.
Yeah, first off. And then I have some just regular paints. They're latex paint and brush to do a base coat. Like these rocks here have a base coat on them. And then once they're dry, then you use these little paint pens. They come in different widths, and you can get them even down to like a real minuscule tip.
Yeah, because some of your printing gets quite small.
The smaller the rock, the smaller the printing has to be, so you need these, and you get them in all different colors.
Where do you get the rocks?
I buy them by the bag at Lowe's or Home Depot, generally. And then, yeah, you just wash them. And then once they're painted, if you just put them out there with this paint on there, as soon as water hit it, it would probably start to melt off. So once it's done, then you take it out and you spray it with this UV spray that protects the rock through all the elements.
All weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your inspiration? I mean, how do you decide what you want to paint or what you want to write?
I'm not what you'd call an artist. I've always considered myself more of a crafts person. So I don't come up with these designs. I kind of steal them off the internet, and that's okay. It's not frowned upon. Somebody comes up with a good design, and then we replicate it, because these are people all over the country. So it doesn't really matter, you know.
Is this your normal work table right here?
Yes.
In your living room?
Yes. This one I actually started. It had a white base coat, and what it's going to look like when I'm done, hopefully, is like this little koala bear.
Well, isn't he cute?
Yeah, but you have to work in layers. Sometimes it takes 1 or 2 coats of the gray using the paint pen, and then you know, you have to put in the other colors, and each one has to dry in between. So it can take a course of a couple of days to finish. I put this one in front of me because sometimes you get a rock that's shaped rather oddly, and it's like, usually you want one that's flat and so you can work on it. This one is quite odd, and some people might throw it away, but to me it kind of looks like a duck head. So that's kind of same thing. This rock looked like a duck head, so I made a duck head out of it. And that's what I plan to do with this little guy.
Well, let me show you the one I got. Do you remember this one?
Yes, this was probably one of my earlier rocks. I know that you were into your sailboat yacht races and all, so I had seen this sailboat one. I replicated it, and I added, this was actually my idea, to add the ship happens.
That's one of the things I like about it.
Yeah. And
yeah, and it's like it's got a message on both sides. Kindness Rock, Fort Myers. I mean, it tells you you can keep it. It says, or you can hide it. But of course, I like the ship happens. So this one I found actually on the ledge in front of our apartment, and I just can't pass this one on. But I did find one at the yacht club on a sailing day.
Yep.
And it was so fitting to be at the yacht club and so cute that I left it there. I just put it in a different spot at the yacht club, and it eventually disappeared.
Okay, that's what they do. And some people in here have told me that they found rocks on their ledges outside their front door. I didn't put them there. I don't know who did, but apparently people are getting a kick out of it.
Well, I think it's a terrific hobby, and I think you're touching more hearts than you realize.
Thank you. Well, I just hope people enjoy finding them as much as I enjoy making them. I know that I made one of those, like that far one there where it says a sign, that little black one, and then it says, what does it say?
Yeah. If you've been waiting for it, here it is.
A sign, right. I made a big one like that, and I put it over there by the entrance of Dillard's at Coconut Point Mall. And later a lady posted it on Facebook, and she says, you don't know how much I needed to find this. I don't know what happened in her life, but she said, this just really made my day. So that was nice to see.